I appreciate, brother. I appreciate. So how's it going? How's life? How's everything? Before we kick off, let's just ease up a little bit.
I'm okay, just skating by.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I always see your fitness journey, man. You should be playing. You shouldn't be retired. You should still be playing.
Well, there's a difference between being just keeping fit and playing, no?
Yeah.
Because I'm not fit. Just one of those things, Playing is a separate matter, bro.
True.
It's one of those, just obviously I keep myself, I still do honest.
Yeah. Right. I get that. That's true. All right. So I just have a few questions I would just want to ask you. I just want us to basically just chill, run through your history of football and everything, and I just put those things down so I don't want to forget them. So I would read it from my computer right here and just have you answer some of those questions, right? So let me start with the first one. I know you were born in Nigeria, Ibadan, right? To be precise, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us how was it like growing up in Ibadan? Because I know Ibadan has history. Ibadan is a very big thing in Nigeria.
Well, I don't know about the history, you see, myself personally, because obviously I was very young when I was there. It was just growing up in Nigeria, really, just growing up, within the community. Just my dad lived in Lagos, obviously he has a house in Lagos, but I didn't like Lagos because it's like an estate, and in there everybody stay by themselves, so I didn't like it. So I like Ibadan where you can just, you can just be with all the people, and it's local-ish. So
yeah.
From that, when you're living in Ibadan, like you live in a community, and everybody goes out and just be outside and play football. I don't really like playing games. Like we have video games at home. I don't really like. So, we don't have life. So you can't stay inside the house, and I don't really like games. I don't go to places where they play games. So I just basically just end up on the pitch and spend all day playing football, really, until it's dark. Go home. How Nigeria is. You play and you go home. You go to school.
Play till it's really late at night. Yeah.
That's basically. I won't say I'll remember how things work or how it's just what you do as a kid. You just go somewhere. Everybody's, but everybody always seems to do football. But that's all we can all do because we don't have a pitch. We don't have, we have much things. So everybody can only play football. So we just end up all playing football. I think that applies to all Nigerians. Really.
All Nigerians, true. Everybody.
That's the only thing you can do. You can only do what you can do.
Right.
But then if you grow up, then you have a bit more option. But I was never there to have football. So when you're saying to me, how was it like growing up? You're probably talking from when you were a bit older, whereas I never got to that stage before.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to also even just get like the little like this one, just little information about it. It's also something. I just want to get that because I know you did. I know you left there. I mean, while you were young and everything. But yeah, it's still something to get. I just wanted to see how it was as a kid at the time.
We obviously you come back from about from 2 o'clock, from 2 to 7, because in Nigeria it gets dark about 6:30 to 7 all the time. So from 7, well, you go to school, you come back. But me anyway. Then we go to a lesson. After school, you go back to a lesson. 2:33 to 5. Well, I don't always go. Sometimes I go. Sometimes I go play football. I used to also go to what's it called? Places where we learn how to read Quran. But again, I don't go. My dad just pay, but the imam don't mind. So you have like 3 hours. To play. I'm not work, so she comes home like 7. As long as I'm home before she gets back.
So that's fine.
So
nobody knows
that
what you're doing.
Easy, but my brothers, all of them, they do other things. They play game, they whatever. But me, I just go to play football or watch. So that's it. It's just like that all the time because again, that's all we can do. So that's when I start going to later on, like in Nigeria during the holidays, you have, I don't know, in Lagos it will be the same. You have tournaments. Somebody organize a tournament.
Definitely.
Organize a tournament, tournaments, and then, you know, street by street, you know, we play against one another.
Yeah.
From there, we were playing street by street. That's where I met my coach, and he invited me to come to train with them. But I was never. He didn't. I just went because it's just one of those things. Like I just said, you know, I'll come. I just went because he's like in the stadium, and it's not. Nobody in my house play football like that. But I just said, you know, let me just try. I just went, and then I went. I liked it a little bit, but I didn't play for. I never. I was always lazy. You know, they call me Carnew. I was always lazy, training all the time. I don't really run because, you know, in Nigeria, like it's like run. I don't really run because I don't train a lot. So I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you now looking back, everybody's fit because the weather's, you know. So I don't really go. So like I don't go to training all the time, but I go enough. I was quite good, you know. I used to always go, but so I kept on playing, and my team was actually quite good as well. We played it. We got selected to play like for the states, and there as well played like a little tournament in Benin. Played and had really. That's what led to me coming to England really, because I went to that tournament. So we went to a tournament in Ibadan. We played. We won. Then we were told to go play for a tournament in Benin, but I didn't. Nobody in my house know that I was playing football. So I said to them, I can't go because obviously my mom, they don't know that I'm on to the. So one of the coaches from the States asked to speak to my mom. So I said, well, you can do. Then he went, and then my mom said, well, let me ask his dad. And my dad said, oh, well, if it's on the holidays, you can go. Then I went, and then we won that one. Then when I come back, I had to go to Lagos for the holiday, because during the holidays, you go to school in Ibadan, during the holidays, you go to Lagos. And that's money as well, because my dad, you know, that has a bit more money. So you make money from there. So everybody's looking forward to it. So when I get there, and he just asked me, like, what's this football thing? Like, we were talking, and then he just asked me, like, what's going on? Like, you want that one? So we were meant to then go somewhere, I can't remember. We were meant to travel. But, you know, in Nigeria, as soon as it become travel, they brought other people in straight away. You know, they brought people, you know, some people pay some guys, and yeah, and they. Well, I ended up training anyway, so they're never going to select me. But I was one of the better when we went to.
Yeah.
So, my dad just asked me, like, what's going on? I said to him, like, well, football. But, and he's like, my dad is like this. He always asks, what's the best? Then he asked me, he said, well, if you want to carry on playing this football, it's going to affect your education. But if you want to play, fine. But I need to know that you're actually okay. You play. And he asked me where is the best, where they play football. I said, England. I said, okay, you know, let me see if I can. Because my dad, he's always wanted to come to England. He goes to America, like most of my family there. They said, let me see if I can get a visa for me and you to come to England. You play with the other kids. If they say England, you're, you know, okay, we can go back to Nigeria and you carry on playing. Then, you know, carry on playing until you get older. Maybe then you can do something. Then he applied for the visa. Then we got the visa. But then my dad was ill, so he couldn't come with me. So I came with my sister. So when I came, I was playing in like a little state, Milton Keynes in England. But like it was like, how can I put it? It's like playing in the street. Their game was so easy. So I was just go so that again, like in there, and then one of the guys there said, you know what, before my holiday finished, well, why don't you take him on trial at West Brom? For me, that was like a dream. So I said, well, yeah, let's go. But I thought I was going to go to the trial, play, and go back home and carry on playing in Nigeria, because that's what my dad said. So when I went to West Brom, I was quite good, and then they proposed that, and you stay. When I heard that, I said, I'm not going home to do it. Even though I didn't really like England, because it's like Lagos times 10, where you don't go anywhere, you know, you stay at home. But like a Nigerian kid knows, want to go to England, stay there. So I obviously, and also West Brom, it's like, you know, it's beyond tempting. So I was like, yeah, why not? And then that is just one thing just led to another, and then another. I just ended up staying, and then I actually never went back to India for like 10 years. Yeah, I was meant to come for like a couple of weeks, and then.
Wow. So that was how you just
That's how.
stayed.
So that's what started it. But obviously, there's other things happened. Like, it's long.
Yeah.
You can't remember the little details, but it was. I went to West Brom. They said they liked me if I want to stay, and obviously I said yes. And then obviously the process started with get me. And that was it.
Okay, so that process, right? Because most people would want to know, especially like young players, they want to know like, okay, because one of the things that there's an issue with players moving or having something to do is that kind of process. So how did they, like, your papers and everything, like the West Brom give you some documents, or did they say, okay, we're going to like set this document for you or this for you and make everything legal, like to make everything legal for you and go forward?
Well,
how did they go things?
In my case, I was probably very fortunate. I was probably, because now my nephew is 15. I'm actually coming on holiday like last year. Is it last year? Yeah, last year. I'm trying now. He's near enough. He's not playing football, just here to come and stay with me. He can come on holiday. It's near enough impossible to get him to stay. But in my case, I was very fortunate. Like, I was really, like, things just kind of worked out.
Like a destiny thing, yeah.
Worked out well. But with other players, obviously most people are not like 15, 14 when they leave. They're like 17, 18. So
true.
I saw that in Malta when I came to Malta. You know, I saw a lot of Nigerians. You know, like I don't really talk to most people, but I see. You know, I saw the people that came. You know, like the people that just came from Nigeria, and it's complicated because everybody wants to leave, and you understand why everybody wants to leave Nigeria. But like, it's when you cross the border, it's really difficult. If things have to kind of work perfect for you. If it doesn't, then it's difficult to go back home. You know.
Exactly.
And then you just cross it. You
stop,
you know,
right?
Like I wouldn't be able. I'm probably not the best person to ask in terms of what people should do. But I mean, I would never say to anybody, don't try to leave Nigeria because the condition is terrible.
Yeah. But then they also need to understand what is on the other side of it when you leave.
It would go back. But if you think about bad in Nigeria and bad, I don't know, anywhere, it's probably bad in the other place than
right.
Of course. So I don't really know. I won't advise people not to, but like I think, you know, if I was in the position of bad in Nigeria, I'll try. You know, you have a hope. There's no hope. The problem in Nigeria, there's no hope.
Exactly.
There's no hope. But even if it's bad, it will get better. But in Nigeria,
it's not like that. It's not like that. I mean, just like you said, it's if there's too bad, it's bad here, it's bad here. They rather prefer the bad abroad than the bad in Nigeria.
It's just, but also with football, you don't really know, so you can't. But most people, you know, if you don't have the documentation, you can't play. It's simple. But you can maybe do other things. But like you're in Nigeria, even if you're good, if you're playing in Nigeria, it's like you're not playing anyway because you get paid properly. You don't get. So it's a difficult one. But personally, I don't have the experience because I didn't experience it. So
like that. Yeah, I got
you. To do something that I never experienced or I don't really know. But from the little that I kind of see in Malta, I think you're probably better off, you know, get the right documentation, gain some experience in Nigeria, going to a place where you can actually succeed and then succeed. That's the best. The next best is, you know, if you use football to get out, get there, do something else, because at least you still, you know, you'll be in a better place than you would be in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem. You know, maybe you want to stay playing football for too long. Those things are there. I don't really know. I advise people on that, but
yeah, I think that the problem.
Yeah, if you're not in a good place, and you just leave. Try.
Yeah. I mean, the problem. I think the problem in Nigeria, right? It's you say the whole football setup thing. It's not properly done. Like they don't, because that is why you see most players, right, that go out of Nigeria, right? They're not rooted in Nigeria. They haven't even played for the Premier League in Nigeria. Not even played for like the first division or the second division. They haven't even played for any of these teams in Nigeria.
You know, I have the academy in Ibadan, right? that I'm doing with my
Yeah,
club.
yeah. We're definitely talking about that, sure.
I find it's difficult, you know, like just the simplest of things, you know, like they're all places. There's no facility. There's no, I you know, it's not like it's new, you know. The same thing that it probably was now when I was,
I tell you,
about 20 years, 15 years, something like that. This, it's just, it's it's just difficult. You see, it's
and that is why we're having this problem.
it just makes it difficult, and it's one of those where Nigerians, you know, like I think most people in Nigeria don't, you know, and I don't blame anybody. You can't, you know, you can't understand what you've never experienced in most cases. So
exactly.
most people have only experienced what's there, so they don't know that there's something else
Going
out
on.
there.
Yeah.
So if you're not telling people that look, this can be done like this, but they don't understand it because they've never experienced it. So the language you don't understand. These people are not stupid. You see, they're smart people. So like telling smart people that look, what you're saying here, or what you're doing here doesn't make sense. But that's all they can see. All the information they have, that's probably the best they can do with. Yeah. So like it's difficult for people to understand what you're saying when they don't have those information. So from you to them, you have to be a bit more patient. That's what I do now with the academy. Like now, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have started the academy now, but I recognize that I would probably need 3-4 years of just basically just doing what they do and introducing them slowly to things, which it will be there wasted 4 years if you look at it.
Exactly. Right.
By that time, you would have gained some trust and you would understand people better and to see how to deal with them. That's why I've started, really. Most of the things that we do now is just basically foundation work, you know, to get awareness and get people to. But really, you shouldn't need to do that. But you know, you have to do. I have to do that if you want to actually succeed. I would like to get some people, because the people that I played with, like I said to you, when I came, I played. Some of the boys that I played with in Nigeria, if they had the opportunity as well, they some of them who play in the Premier League, they have the talent.
Sure.
They're good enough. Yes,
of course.
We have a lot of things, you know, we don't have the good pitches to learn technique and stuff. If you can introduce that to them early, some of these boys, or a lot of these boys have the talent, they would succeed as well. So this is what I'm trying to do in terms of the academy. Like, what should I say to the boys, the players that want to leave Nigeria? I would say, obviously, you have to be very, very lucky. But that's the same with everything in life. And you have to be good first. You have to be good because football is your talent or nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you gotta be lucky and try to, you know, leave Nigeria in the right way. You know, to, you know, don't. It's difficult to say to people not to rush. You know, everybody, you know, you're in a bad place. You wanna.
You know what? I have videos. I have a video of this whole desperate thing and everything. It's on YouTube, right? So I'm. So the thing is that when you start saying these things, right, to some of them, right, they don't really want. They don't get it. They don't understand what it is. They just because it's bad right now. This war. There's no time. They tell you time. So that is why these agents, I call them agents of darkness. This agent will go to them and say, "Oh, I have this boy deal or any kind of deal and to whatever kind of country," and they take these guys and just go dump them somewhere, and that's it. Your career is even dead on arrival.
It's difficult though, because you know a day in Nigeria is like 15 days. So these guys been waiting 5 years is like 50 years. So if you're telling them, well, there's something now, they take it. You know, like, I think I probably would do the same. You know, like
I mean,
they'll just go.
I wouldn't for them to be honest.
Just figure it out. But it's not always like that. But it's just maybe it's a matter of maybe understanding that look, if you do go, you have to understand that football might not work out because football, everything has to happen.
Exactly. I mean, they just need to know. So that's why this whole project, right? This podcast I'm doing, for me mainly is for the young players, right? For them to know, for them to understand what is going on in the whole world of football. Football is just beyond going into the pitch and you just kick the ball from here to there, from there, all the thing. It goes beyond that. I always say, and like I said before, there's a video out there on YouTube. You go to my YouTube page, the Blind Sport will run there. You have so many videos there that people can actually learn from. Because, and like I said, when you play, when you have the opportunity to play, you also have to plan B as well as you play. Because you might not even play football to the extent of which you wanted to play football, to that extent, like you think you're going to play for 15 years. My brother, you might not even play for 3 years or even 2, and that's it. So along this whole year, along this whole time, if you don't have something that you also need to do or know how to do by the side, I mean, it's going to cut your whole dream short and everything. It's just an awareness, to be honest. It's just an awareness.
My opinion on players, for African players or Nigerian players, my opinion, if you have Nigerian passport, you have to behave different to somebody that has like British passport. Like, I was able to stop because I have British passport, you see. So now whether I play or not, I have teams. I just say I don't want it.
Yeah.
But I can say that because I have British passport. That's just a privilege of
Exactly.
Yeah, and do something else and still be okay, like I've been doing. But again, you have to behave like a Nigerian. You see, like if they take my British passport today and then take me back 15 years, I'll still be playing.
Yeah, sure.
Conditions are different. So the boys who is Nigerian, who have Nigerian passport, what should you do? You should have a dream of being a football player. Use football as an avenue to get out, but you have to have an option B. But it's especially try to go to a place where you can stay outside of like after football, because you don't want to go back home. People, it will be difficult for you to do anything after that.
After that, exactly.
So
exactly.
Even with my academy, in an ideal world, what I want some of those boys that hopefully I might need to help to get out of the place, I would like to take them to, like, say, America, where, yes, it's not the biggest in football, but those boys will be okay regardless, because most of them will fail. That's just football. Most of them will fail. So now,
truth be told,
if they fail, they're in America. They can figure it out from there.
Figure it out from America. God bless you, brother.
But like, if you fail in a place where you have to go back to Nigeria and you've lost, say, 5 years, I say 17 or 18 to 24, and you've seen how things are done in another country, you might find it difficult to integrate back in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then that might be not affect all through the boy's life.
I tell you,
I wouldn't like to do that for some kids. So ideally, I'd want to take them to South America, or if they come to Europe, make sure that you can probably stay for like a 5 year where you have like a stay
to move exactly.
But you have talent. You have to have 30% football, 70% other things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just think, and then if it works out, fine. If it doesn't, then fine also. Like you can figure it out from there, because this is a young, you can't just put them anywhere.
But yeah.
A lot of Nigerians, you just dump people somewhere and then you just figure it out, because the guys want a little bit of money.
Exactly. You've said, you've said so many things, and this is just the reality of this whole thing, right? When it comes to football, this is just the reality. And like I said, these guys, they really need to know these things. They really need to know. And I wish they have people out there like you. You see how you're setting up this whole thing, and then you set a plan, like you see what you mentioned. You want to take them to somewhere like this. So if they get there and then football doesn't work out, from there they can do some other things. They can. It's in a like a whole lot of setup, like people like setting up this academy. It's just only 5% of people like you that would put plans out there.
People who are setting the people who are setting academy, or who are taking somebody somewhere, they don't actually know them. If somebody tell them they have this guy get me to this.
That's true though.
So they get the guy a trial. That's as far as he can go. So hoping that boy succeed, and then whatever happens after, anybody can make money. But the goal is money. I'm not generally doing it, because I just feel like like I was fortunate to, like I said to you, like I wasn't really like, I wasn't like, it was like I won't call it accident because I still have to go to training and try and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was what I really wanted to do when I was young. Until I come to England, I joined West Brom. That's when I really wanted to,
Do it. Mm.
But before then, I don't think I really wanted to play football. But there's a lot of people who really want to play football. That's what they want to do. Like I know some of the guys I play with, they really want to play. They're like full time from Nigeria when it's like 1% chance. You see, so most of these, most of the people that take people somewhere, they take some of those boys who really want to play, and they get there. And most, we don't have really, don't really have good training back at home.
Facility, yeah.
So just self-taught. They just teach themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult. It's double difficult. The failure rate is high, even for people here. The failure rate is high. The people that come from Africa, the failure is even higher.
Even higher.
So you can't bank on something that they're gonna make it. But they might do. You never know. Talent is it's not predictable.
Yeah.
They might do. They might not. But most important is the boy or the person is not. You don't ruin their life. That is number one. And if you're dealing with somebody from Nigeria who has Nigerian passport, which most people don't want, or any African passport, very, very difficult. So find out, you have to plan with that in mind. And most of these guys that you feel, the agents that drop people somewhere, that's probably the best they can do as well. They can bring you here. They don't have
connection or whatever.
Now, if they bring you here, if it doesn't work out, what do you want them to do? They just have to run.
That's true.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. They hope it works out, because if it works out, they make
money too. If it doesn't work out, they stock also.
So they just say, well, you're here now, so
they'll do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And it's difficult, because I saw that in Malta. I saw that a lot. A lot.
You were there. You were there. You saw everything. You were there. Yeah.
And I in Malta, so people, there's a lot of people here. But I understand why, if you're in Nigeria, why you don't want to go. And also understand the people that brought you there.
Why it happened like that for them?
It's just like this. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah, it's just survival. Everybody just added to survive. Everybody's added to survive. That's what it is.
And if you don't go, what do you do? Stay in Nigeria. You don't really. Yeah. It's difficult. But for me, anyway, I hope to, based on how fortunate I was, I hope to pass down to some other people.
Yeah, and change that. Yeah, and it's important.
Hopefully, because again, if you take somebody somewhere, you don't actually know how it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out for them, or you might even say, "Look, come here, do this and do that and do that," and they don't do it.
Yeah.
Just not gonna go like, you have to try.
Exactly.
That's
true. I mean, you've in just one question, you've just almost answered all the whole questions I have here with just one question I asked you. But I will just pick out some other ones that are still left unanswered, and then I would actually want. So, do you still remember any of your teammates you played with back then in the battle that made it professionally right now? Do you have any teammate that you played with back then that he played professionally, he went professional, he would also represent Nigeria at any level?
To be fair, I don't think so. But I didn't play, like I said to you, I didn't really play that much. Oh. I played more. I played in my state.
Okay.
I played for like a team. I played for like a year, maybe two, less than 2 years.
And then
I played him on, in Nigeria, everybody playing the streets.
Yeah.
And then I remember clearly the coach came to my house. He couldn't come in. My friends, we call him Ballet. He has like Ballet. The guy found him, and then he came into my house and said, "This guy, do you want to come play in Liberty Stadium?" I said, "Okay, I'll come." Then I just went, and then their team, they've been training together for some time, but like they just need somebody. I think the team probably just needs somebody like me who can score. But because when I get there, the goal was so big.
Exactly.
So big. As soon as I adjust to the big pitch, it was easy for me to just score.
For you to do what you want to
So
do.
like even in Ibadan now, most people don't know me, or I don't also know most people, because when I go to play, I have to rush home. You know, like people when they play in Nigeria, you go, they say the game is 2 and it's like 4.
Yeah.
So like you'll be there maybe about 12.
2 hours, so you made, yeah.
But I don't do that. So if they say the game is 2, I know it's gonna be like 4. So I get it because
you do your thing and you just leave.
Yeah, I leave. So talk to anybody. Not disrespect. Most of the people that play football come from like really poor homes. So like it's more survival. I don't now when I look back that I don't understand. Like okay, I didn't understand it. Like now, obviously my coach is the one that's doing this thing. Now when we talk, I see that that back then go to the game and like pay for water and stuff like that. I just used to pay for those things, but I didn't actually. I don't know their conditions. So there'll be people that probably play somewhere that I've played against.
That probably would remember. Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I wasn't friends with anybody. Probably say that my friend, my teammates, I know them. Like, got some of them on my Facebook and they, but we don't really speak because I never used to go to training all the time.
Yeah, so you have that
So I never actually had like actual like I had people that play. Some of my friends that went to school we don't know that I play football because they don't know that I play for like a team or something.
Yeah,
I just go play and leave. So the coaches don't know. I just scored a lot of goals. When we played about 4. I probably played about 5 tournaments. That's about it. And then I will just score a lot in them, and then go back home, and then score again, and then score a lot and go back home because I just like a number 10.
Yeah.
Because I was lazy. We used to have 2 guys that run a lot. They give me the ball, I score. But I'm tired. So I was in Nigeria, and I don't go. So people that play with them, if they were to, you know, if I was made, I wouldn't know. It wasn't there that
long.
Play in that long, you know. Like,
yeah, and you didn't even mingle with people like that when you get on.
I wasn't really. That was like it was like a blur. That was.
All right. So is there a coach? Is there a particular coach that you would say back then, right? That this coach, I remember this coach. He was really, I liked him. He helped me. He did this. He did that.
Well,
I'll speak to your dad or your mom.
I'd have to say my coach, Jai, my coach now that looked after my academy now.
Yeah.
Him. I'd have to say him.
So he was the one back then also.
He was my coach.
Oh really? Oh, so he's the one here. Oh, that's nice.
He was my coach. So I would say him. But then to play for the States, there's another coach as Giorgio. But again, I went to him with 1 tournament. So when we won, so my team, my coach then, but I don't really understand. So the team that he put together was very good. We beat all of the big teams.
Yeah.
Tournament, and then we were supposed to go represent the States, but they banned us. You know, Nigeria, you know, this fraud. They just banned. Why they banned us? That's the matter. Just the team, so we can't play again. So they organized the tournament. And like, let's just do it local governments. So now, this Giorgio, he was now the guy that's representing 1 local government, and came to my coach and said, "What? If the boys can't play, can I borrow some?" So he asked me and another guy, Shay, to go join their team, and then we played again. Then we won, and then we won. So, but I like that coach and my coach are different. Giorgio is more like a manager, it's more like, you know, organize the players to go play. My coach, you know, training.
The proper.
Right. He was the first that put me up front because he recognized that he can score, but he doesn't like to come back. Coach used to always shout at me to recover, but I don't want. But he just recognized that he just said, "Guy, you play up front.
Yeah.
Get the ball. We get into the ball. You finish, and I finish." So even when we went to the tournament in Benin, this is why actually tell you, this is why I ended up, one of the reasons. So when we went to Benin and then we were playing, one team in Kwano, they had the tournament to play in Denmark or somewhere like that. Then coach came to me and said, I want you to come and play for us. They will speak to my dad. I gave him. Then when I got back, my dad asked me, like, obviously we won. So it was confused, like, what's going on? I said, no. Kano want me to play for them. Then say, so you must, if Kano actually want you specifically, that's when he said, okay, you know what, let's go try you. You see that? I remember that guy called and said, because I scored. I remember I scored loads of goals. I just used to score because if the goal was big, I'm used to a small goal.
The goal was you just there.
And these are just do not say I'm through. It's in
straight.
It's in. But I didn't really play for that long. I wasn't there too long. Like I wasn't there for long. Like some of the guys that I play with now, I'm still in contact with because some of the guys that we play together, they now help my coach academy as well.
Okay.
But like I don't really know them. Not because it's a long time ago, and even then, I was like a little bit of time. You just play and go.
Right.
I didn't have that connection whereby I go to their house or I don't know where. I think I've only went to his house maybe twice ever, and it's probably the no, tell you, like Masari lives not far from me, so I won't say, but I know where he lives.
Yeah.
So like that's about it. Like I don't really know. I wasn't part of the whole thing. Guys that play. I probably play. If I ask my coach, he probably be able to answer and say, "Well, you used to play against this guy. He plays here now. You used to play against this guy."
Yeah, you don't know. Shout out to Jorginho, your coach back then. Shout out to Jorginho. I mean, like I said, you've answered almost all the questions I was gonna ask you. Or I'm just gonna be picking up the other ones that I know that I wanted to touch on. So how was it when you started playing for West Brom, right? How was it in West Brom, coming from how it was in Nigeria? You know, Nigeria run, fitness, boom, 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 and then you're coming into this other style of football that is more organized, more of technique and everything. How were you able to adjust to the whole thing? And then who was your main man? Who was like, this is my G when I go to West Brom? This was my G in West Brom.
Well, I think in terms of coaches, there's a lot more coaches there. So it's not one person, so it's different people. But when I joined West, the one thing that I found was I was very good at scoring. But like I was technically very, very I was poor in certain things. Like I couldn't switch the ball on a long. Like even me and my friends, we used to talk like when the ball is bouncing, it's just I used to take it. Or they used to say, but in my mind, I used to always say, "Oh, I know what I'm doing," because in Nigeria, the pitch is bad, so you get used to dealing with like terrible passes and stuff. Like that. But like we never had technique. But what I ended up doing was I watched my friends that we playing together, and then I go. We have somewhere we call it a box in West Brom. It's like a square room where it's just four corners. I used to go there with kick against the wall just to learn. I do individual coaching with some of the coaches just to learn how to improve my technique. I would have been able to do if we had like all my life in West Brom. I never trained anywhere where we have like say 10 balls. I want header. That's it. You can't learn technique under that condition. You can't learn.
No time to learn technique.
Balls back to back to back to left. But like, we didn't have it. So I have to like coming from Nigeria, but like I say, it wasn't too much of it was a shock in terms of like the pitch, the football, the setup was. But like in terms of the running, I never run anywhere. Like, but I was fit. When I come to England, I'm fit in England. But in England, I was not fit. I didn't really run, but obviously in England, I trained every day. Then obviously you improve your fitness. It was never a problem. But it was in Nigeria.
It was.
Everything was on like we do like 5 laps before training.
And that just warm up.
5 laps. Yeah. But I'm tired by that time. So, but like it's the difference is it's just like it's a lot more organized. It's a lot more, there's facilities for you to improve. It's like, they to work on whatever it is that you need to work on. Whereas in Nigeria, you just get there and just get done, which that's probably, and some of the guys, even me, to be fair, I didn't understand what was going on then. I didn't understand, like, I was just, because it was like a dream. Like, things just happened. I was just there. I was just carried on playing.
Yeah,
and
right.
For England, and it was just carried on playing. I didn't really know, like, and my family was not here. I was effectively by myself. So like, it's just where I'm at. You're a kid.
Yeah.
You just like this. I'm just bouncing up. I'm just doing whatever it is that's there in front of me. But like, this is why I want to recognize that most people wouldn't be able to come to England or abroad. And when they're 19 and 20, they haven't learned this near enough impossible to learn. But it's not impossible.
Yeah.
They just have one pitch and like 40 balls.
40 balls. They would.
They want to play. If they one pitch, a lot of balls, somebody that's there all the time, they're like 2 to 4 or 2 to 6. If the balls really twos, go do it from there 10. By the time they're 16, they will know how to do it.
They know how to do it. Yeah.
I would have known. Somebody was teaching me. Like, obviously, I never actually went, but like now, my pick, I won't have that problem because people are now aware of football. My probably let me go now. If I was good, or there some other boys who will just be there when they will learn the things that you will learn in England. Because what is it? It's just a lot of balls, and the coaches can learn everything on YouTube now.
Yeah,
he's training.
Yeah, exactly.
All every day, they will know how to do it.
How to do it exactly.
Not kids, you adapt very a lot.
Very fast, and they're quick to learn. That's true.
I set up the academy to say, right, let us, if I can get to a stage where I can build this, just the one facility and a lot of balls and equipment. Then these boys, the ones that are good, because you get that good, everybody is good enough at we can get them together from say 10 and just teach them these things till they're say 18. Whichever one of them is good. Agents and people that can actually introduce kids or people to like teams abroad. But you need people young that you kind of train over the years. Maybe then get some of these people to go in and check them like 2 weeks, here and there, to just monitor the growth until they're old enough. Like the guys in Ghana doing it with that, like doing academy, something like that. They're doing a lot bigger, with the education and all of that. Might not be able to do that because it's going to be expensive. But like the pitch, and I said, can't send you to school, but like when you come back from school,
come do this.
Do this, and I will pay the boots. I'll get you all of that. Some of them will do it. Some of them, but I know a lot of people who come all the time. I would go. I know a lot of people I play with. They'd go. That. If there was somewhere where you can have like 40 balls to just practice.
Yeah.
If they select you go, you see, that's what I want to do. And also, but I'm with Nigerians is when somebody's doing it, then everybody will copy. But that's fine. I want that. So if there was 50 people who were doing it, that's a win because then more people can get out because the place of Nigeria is talent. Or education. Somewhere. Because everybody have a hope of Nigeria being good, but I don't really know how
soon, right?
Getting older every day. People getting older every day. So
that's another thing. That's why also the whole issue of the whole age. That's what I tell people, right? Because when I see these things of they see this guy, they say there's this player, he's somewhere, right? He's Nigerian. Look at his face. But they say he's 19. Look at his. I wouldn't. I've taken it right upon myself not to blame people like that because they don't have They didn't have it when they were young at that age. So what do you expect of them right now? Because first off, there's no agent that wants to work with a player if he's not 17, if he's not 16. Nobody's gonna go with a player right now if it's 20 something. It's if you're 23 right now, you have to have played professional football. Like big, you have to be big. So if someone goes with his real age and his real age is like 25 or 26, it's never gonna happen.
It's a difficult one because now with the passport as well, with the passport situation in
it's even worse right now because you can't
do that. And I don't know, maybe some people anything is always possible, it's difficult, but like you say, me, I try not to, because I don't know what I would do if I'm desperate. You see, I try not to blame people too much.
Not to blame and judge people, honestly. Yeah, to be honest.
Anything, like, because when you're desperate, your situation is a little bit different. Just like talking about getting people out of Nigeria, saying what should you do if your agent said to you there's a deal right now, like if you take 10 guys to Malta, 8 of them will fail.
Definitely.
Or like even if after 2 years they will get you.
They're not even going to sign.
Yeah, exactly. So now, do you tell people not to go?
Right.
What do you tell them? So you tell them, "I don't go, just stay in Ibadan." These things are different. Like, people do what they do, I don't know, but until you're that desperate, it's easy for me because I'm
because you're just where you are right now. I get it.
If you're the one that's there,
you will feel it, honestly.
So I try not to, I try to, when I hear this kind of thing, because sometimes even most of my friends here, they share these things in our group, I think I try not to comment, because they probably want me to
because if you comment, they're going to say, why won't you say what you say now? Because you're privileged, right? Because you're where you are.
I try not to say anything, because I can't say to an English person, like, I understand why a Nigerian guy has to do what he has to do. Or I can't say to, I can't say to a guy, don't, just stay in Ibadan.
Right?
I don't know. That's what I mean. So I try to just stay neutral. You can't stay neutral, but I try to just leave people to just make their.
Just diplomatic about everything. That's true. So who was in West Brom? Who were your best friends? Who were your guys in West Brom? 2 or 3 of them. Just name 2 or 3 of them.
I would say Romain and probably Saido. Them are 2 best, like, close. But like
Saido, the man from Burundi.
Yeah, I was quite, I'm probably everybody's friend really in the team. I talk to everybody. I don't think there's anybody that I would say I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with anybody, because I'm just going by my day.
You just quiet there, do your thing.
But in terms of really close, I would say early on, Romain was always really close, because from the first day we played together, so we were quite close. And then Saido, he was a year below, so later on we were really, really close, probably just as close as we are to Saido. And then there's like James Hurst, Paul Down. There's a few people early on where we were really close, and then kind of stopped being really close as you go older.
Yeah.
But, life, even
definitely. 20 friends can be, like you said.
In Nigeria, I still speak to now. My friends in Nigeria I still speak to now, but it's difficult, especially the ones from Nigeria, kind of grown up different. So
of course, life happens. Things change and everything. Yeah, things change and everything. So let's move forward to all right. Yeah, get that. So let's go into the clubs you've actually played for, right? So I think after you left West Brom, I think you went to. I have a couple of clubs here. I don't know if they're actually true or it was just made up on what you call it, on Wikipedia. So there's Hereford, there's Tranmere Rovers. You have 20 appearances and 5 goals for Tranmere Rovers. There's Bury, there's Crawley Town, there's Tamworth, and then there's Valletta. 35 appearances and 16 goals. That was a huge one. And then there's Coventry also. You actually played for all these clubs after you left
yeah. Well, the first few, Elford and Tranmere and Berry was on loan. I was still at West Brom, I was just on loan. You know, you can go on loan when you're younger.
Okay, okay.
So those were loan. Then I left West Brom, I signed for Berry. But I went to Crawley, and then after Crawley, I went to Tamworth for like a few periods, and then I came to Valletta.
Okay, so wait, before we go to that Valletta part, there's a club.
So I went there on loan because it's Iceland. So there was somebody from West Brom have the idea that, you know, when young people, you need to give them experience. So Iceland, they play the league in the summer. So some of these young players, you want to go there to
just get a play, yeah.
You know, you're young, you don't do anything. So I said, yes, you know, like, I'm just here in England. You know, some of my friends said no. You know, people who are family over here, maybe they want to go family holiday or whatnot.
Yeah.
But for me, I said, yeah, let's go. You know, Nigerian man will go anywhere.
Anyway, I was like, what the hell did you go to do? You care for Iceland? Because I know you won't go anywhere just like that.
I went there. For football is probably not the best thing there. Iceland is not. I didn't really know. I've never been. You know. When so that was that really. I did nothing. They just try to get
together.
I couldn't play there for something I can't remember, but I couldn't play. Spend like a month or two there, and I come
back. All right. So your move to Valletta, right? How did that happen? How did you hear about Valletta? How did they come? Who spoke to who? And who was your agent then that actually took you to Valletta?
It was like I didn't even know. It wasn't planned like that. So you know Aaron, no?
Yeah.
Aaron, you wrote that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Aaron.
So there was Aaron and this other guy that I met them in England here. The guys had more, just like at the time I've just left Crawley. It was like 14. But like I had like tried it. The guy said, "What, do you want to come to Malta?" I've never had Malta actually. So it was, yeah, they want you to come now. What you saying? Like it was like a couple of days. I just said, again, just like the Iceland. I said,
yeah, you just go. Yeah, you could go anywhere. You could not try.
I just went. I just came.
You did, but
they played it. I played like a friendly game. I came today, like tonight or whatever. I played a friendly game, and then I must have scored. I know I would have played.
Yeah, I think I saw that goal you scored. That was a thunder strike.
And then the guys just said, "Do you want to sign?" So, no, you know, I haven't got a team in. I tell you, I was at Tamworth. I was playing at Tamworth.
Okay, yeah. I was playing
at Tamworth, and they just like, look, at that time you could sign because I didn't sign a structured contract
in Tamworth.
You know, yeah. I just said at the end of the year, Valletta wanted to, you know, as soon as I came, the president, after they won game, the president I wanted to stay yesterday, but there was the guy then came, you know, the Nigerian, he came, wanted this, they gave him some, whatever, I don't actually, they gave him some like, I probably wanted to go home, but he as soon as I played the game, they've called him, the next day he was there. So the next day he was there, so he was like, and the coach is English as well. He's from Newcastle, so like there was that connection. So I could relate to him a little bit. So he was like, "Yeah, I want to stay." So I said, "Why not? Let's just try." But later, probably some parts of it I like. Parts I don't. To be fair, I didn't really like because my knee wouldn't hold up on training on AstroTurf. That's why
AstroTurf. Yo.
Play many games, you know.
The only time you guys play on like the natural pitches was only on game day.
Yeah, on game day. That's it. So like even for like out of those appearances, like 10 of them, I didn't train. I just played.
Exactly right, because you always have it. And one thing was that LATEEF is injured. He's nursing his injury. He's always going to the gym and not training. But if LATEEF comes back, if they say okay, he can play tomorrow. He comes back and he will play. He will net.
Yeah, I think my game is like because we have in Malta they have Valletta. We have a lot of the balls. but they operation always have lots of players at the back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good inside the box. So when we get into the box, I'm good inside the box. I would have scored a lot more.
Yeah. If you were not injured, yeah, true.
We have normal grass where we
Mm-hmm.
so it's just normal grass every day today. I'll score a lot more because as soon as I left, I came back to England. 2 months, I never had those
Injury again.
Yeah, because
Wow.
the tonsillitis was not. If you have tonsillitis, you can't really train on that stuff. So now I never had it. Okay, I stopped playing, but even then, when I came back,
It was gone.
Yeah. But in Malta, but then the Malta guys, the guys were like, well, the club really want me to stay.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't want to stay because, like, how much more? What more can you do in Malta? You know, like, we've won the league, we won the cup. That's the
same year. Yeah, exactly. Same year.
I don't really want to stay. Like Jerry till now is still not happy that I left because
of course.
I stay, but like I said, I scored a lot. I used to score. Even towards the final, you know, when we were going for the title.
Yeah.
I was not fit. I couldn't even.
Definitely, of course.
They would just go to the gym, go to the physio, do physio till Friday. Friday come out, train a little bit. Saturday play.
And you know what? I was gonna say, because you said at that time, right, where they had so many players, right? They were bringing this guy. Yeah. There were so many foreigners. If you lose your spot, right, that's it. It's gone. The next guy that you're bringing in is taking it, and that's it. They have so many. But and Lateef was injured, right? I'm like, Lateef, there's this guy here, there's this striker,
Yeah,
so anytime they just have the game, and Lateef is just say, even if Lateef is like 50, not even 50%, 40% speed, and they want to use him, he will net straight. He will score, and that's it.
I did. I always.
You turn up like you turn up big time. You turn up.
Even there was, even some of the games, even when I didn't score, like I think because like my movement is probably good, you know, like I'm getting behind.
Yeah.
A lot of people. I remember there was a game. I can't remember what game it was. It was when we were going for the title, and they were playing. It was the other team, not Becky Kaya, the one that went in the league the next year. We're playing them, and we have to win.
Was it what is it? What system? No, not Floriana.
There was another team.
The one that the president is Billy Sworden, whatever. I know the team.
We were playing them the next day. I remember I was with the physio. I haven't trained, and the coach came in, obviously speaking Maltese with some of the teammates, and then they asked the physio, like, Lateef, and he's like, I don't know, I don't think he can play. And then the guy's like, Lateef, we need you tomorrow. I said, I don't actually think. And then he said to one of the guys, like, you're the only one that can play up front tomorrow against these guys. We need you to. I'm like, well, what do we do? I can't turn. That's fine. Stay up, and then don't turn. Just when you go come to, just don't play. Like I made an assist, and then I was part of the second goal. We won 2-0. As soon as it was 2-0, 60 minutes, it took me because
you could. I think I saw a highlight of that game. I think I saw. I mean, the coaches, every coach that came to Valletta, right? Every coach that came to Valletta, they liked you and they would always play. Even when they had that I don't know that other coach that came. I don't know. That he keeps changing the team, and today he will play this, and he was sitting players out. Even some of the best players, they were on the bench. They didn't even believe that they could stay on the bench. But Lateef was never on the bench. If Lateef is 35% fit, he's going to be on the pitch. If it's 20, if it's 40, if it's 50, he would. It was just like it was only your own player that was just sitting there in the team at that time.
Striker, probably, if you're training in England as a striker, you probably suited to European games. They play. The striker here is like, I don't know. I wouldn't say maybe that's a lie actually. So I wouldn't say I'm typical like English trained because I was more Nigerian and then kind of like finished off in England kind of thing. But like my style, I was different from all. I could run in there. I could play.
Yeah. You could score. You do almost everything. Yeah.
So being in front, you know, I always kind of make an impact, like the defenders. You know, like I remember also the physios when, you know, obviously you know in Malta they have the national team physios, the one that take care of the guys. I remember going to him, and then he's like, oh, after the international break, I said they were talking at the, you know, within the Maltese guys, and say, well, who is the best foreigner in each team?
Mm.
And then I was probably the other guys, and then the Maltese guys were like, no, it's LATEEF. I said, well, he said, no, it's him, because the physio told me that. He said, he said he told Hamza, because you know Hamza's, you know, trick.
Yeah.
He said, no, no, LATEEF, if we miss him, we fucked, kind of.
Exactly.
Like, we carry the team without Hamza, we can play somebody else.
Exactly.
Like,
because even the coach at some point, he was even sitting Hamza down on the bench. Yeah. Hamza please wasn't even showing the team at some point. But LATEEF will always get that spot.
That's why that's why the guy he wasn't happy, because when I took Hamza as well, yeah. Because Hamza probably would have stayed. Right. I just said to him, don't stay.
Right, yeah, and that's true. That's true. Because you were leaving. Yeah, that's true.
So both of us left at the same time. And
that's true.
He kept on telling me this fine. I said, yeah, I'll sign.
Last day like this.
I just went. Went. And then he called him. Yeah. The guy that was there as well, I can't remember, I can't forget the name of the team. That team, the guy was phoning me in England, like, come and join us. Come back. He said to me, he said, we need a striker. Can you find us a striker in England? This is how it started. I said, I don't know anybody that can introduce you to. After about 5 going on, he said, look, I want you. I want you. I'm not coming to Malta. I want you. I'll give you this. It's like when I went to Egypt, you know, the coach there liked me. He wanted me to sign. But after Malta, like, coming from England, living in Malta was England in life, and Maltese like low. Egypt is like all the way down.
I was.
So when I went there in Cairo, I was there for like a week. You know, the coach was like, "Yeah, we want to sign you." The agent, he sent me so much abuse because I went there. The guy was like, "Oh, yeah, I like you. You know, we play training games. I play. So I like you." Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy was making, you know, he was taking me to like shopping. Okay, this is where he's showing me Cairo, all of that.
Yeah.
I just went and got a flight by myself. And it's called, what happened? I said, I'm up. I can't.
You didn't even tell them you were leaving.
I don't say. I mean, like, I like the team and whatnot, but like, I don't think I can stay.
You can't, honestly, you can't. I've been to Egypt when I was coming to Malta. You can't.
I said to him, I need to go. He said, no, I need to call the guys to try to. They tried to persuade. So I just went and booked a flight, you know, online. I just left back in.
I was going to ask you, I was like, I know you had a deal to go to Egypt. Yeah. Right? I was going to say,
the guy.
Last time you told me I think you had a bomb scare. You were in the hotel, right? You had a bomb. You're like, wow. Are you meant to live here or what?
That's it, actually. There was a bomb scare as well. But, you know, you could probably die here, you know. You could die. But again, back to your first question.
Mm-hmm.
I was able, because I don't have Nigerian passport. Mm-hmm. If I had Nigerian,
I did it to move. Yeah.
I would have to. How can I know? Because there's another guy that was playing in Malta that went to Egypt. He played for Salima, striker. Igbo guy. I can't remember his name, but he was quite good. The guy, he was good. You know, we played against.
Was it
or something like that?
Who?
I can't remember. He played for Salima. He was a striker, Nigerian. He was quite good. He missed a few chances that day. He should have. He went to Egypt. He went to another team, obviously. He went to Egypt. After this.
I remember him. Is he Obion or something? I know him. I remember him. I think he signed the club in Egypt.
He signed it. Even him, I think the agent knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, saying to me, look, come here. They were like, this is good. They'll pay you, blah blah blah. I was like, blah, I'm going on, but I'm not able to do that again because
you had. I mean, you could go back, you could chill, you could just relax. Yeah.
There's no way I would turn that into.
Of course, that's true. I even at that time, I even heard that people Shola also was supposed to have a deal in Egypt also at that time, because even I think at that time so many players were moving from Malta.
Somebody there must have been some sort of
connection with some agents. You know them guys.
How I met the agents, probably through Facebook.
Oh.
It's probably through Facebook. It must be. It must be because there's also other offer also in Bahrain, but this I never actually went. The guys they went, they wanted me to come and they've got the games in Malta.
Oh yeah,
we like him. The team won the league, they play. But again, I said Bahrain. I don't want to put there. That's what it. All of these things I'm saying here is because the foundation is I have English passport. No,
you have English passport.
I'll be okay. I can make a life. I don't necessarily have to.
You have to play football, exactly. I mean, it's also, and then you had a fantastic season for Valletta. That season was fantastic. The league, the FA Cup, it was. I remember. I mean, it was good. It was great. It was really good. It was great.
Right, that was great. The following year wasn't so good because we didn't win.
Yeah.
But we did.
I think then players started leaving also.
Well, I scored goals. I didn't play that many because I was injured. But
I know you all went to the Champions League qualifying at that time, right? I remember that you went to Carabao also.
Well, that's one of the things because how did we qualify for the qualifiers, and then they didn't really take it serious.
Yeah.
Like we had players that were not even in the team at all.
And they started bringing some funny players. Yeah.
Going on here. If we qualify for this, we need to take it serious. To
keep the team and take that same team. You keep everybody and then you push them forward. Exactly.
So I'm thinking these people just got Valletta. They win it, they're happy.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say if Valletta wins the league, they don't. That's it. The next season they'll be shit. They won't. They won't buy next season.
So they got that. They don't care about that thing.
Right,
we went there. We got beat up. I remember.
Carava. Or we got beat up 5 could do.
If really, I remember all the people thinking this is a joke. Not even our team. Like our actual team, we probably have a chance, to at least make a game of it.
Yeah.
But not that team that we had.
No.
So, in Valletta, they have players, Maltese, because of the the rules. But they said, by the time I joined, most of these guys I've never seen. I've just played against other teams. So now, but they're Valletta players. So when we went to that Champions League, we had most of the guys from like smaller teams in our
school. Of course, yeah. I remember there was one player that was even at Vitorusha when I went to Vitorusha that time. I was like, what's this guy doing? Why are you having this?
I'm thinking, no, these people, but some I already know. Some people already said, well, Valletta don't care as long as they win the league.
That's it. You saw it there, yeah.
Like I knew these guys. If I want to start winning, stay there and continue to win Maltese League, then yes. But like, what am I going to do with that?
With Maltese League, right. That's true. So let's go to your appearances for the under-17. I think 2009 you presented England at the under-17 level, right? And then you made 9 appearances and you had 1 goal. What was that? What was that call up like for you?
Well, to be fair, it was so soon after I left Nigeria. Not soon is like a couple of years. So it was still. I wanted us. We couldn't qualify for the World Cup in Nigeria. I wanted us to, but like a lot of my teammates didn't really want to go to Nigeria. But we didn't qualify anyway. But playing for England was good. It was more for me like because I don't know. I don't think like to start with because I was trying to get my passport then. And initially I couldn't play. I couldn't go because when they did the game I didn't have the passport, so I would have probably played a lot. So I ended up just by the time I got the passport then I made those appearances.
Yeah.
But playing for England was it was good. You know, they take care of you. You know, England is England. You know, everything is done to.
It's done. It's professional. It's clean. It's straight. Yeah.
But it's just playing with the same people that we play against.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. In clubs and
nothing. So, but like the European Championship was good as well. You know, like it was good. But when you're the one playing in the tournament, really, you don't enjoy it because you're only there for the game. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's an honor that obviously I did that. You know, like especially from Nigeria. You know, like at 12 years old, nobody could ever tell me that I would play for.
You'll play for it, yeah, for that at that level.
You know, like it's beyond. I would think. They say I would laugh in there. That it's not even possible. It was an honor that I did that. That's about it, really. Personally, I would have preferred to probably play for Nigeria because I remember I when Odemwingie joined West Brom, obviously naturally he's Nigerian.
Yeah.
So I gravitate to him, and I used to, you know, I was kind of settling them. I mean, like this is the restaurant, this is that. You know, to connect with one of the coaches to maybe see whether I can, you know, play for Nigeria. And he gave me somebody's number, but I can't remember how he went. But you know, I don't think there was that. I don't think there was that. And I remember there was a time Amokachi came to West Brom to see Odemwingie.
Oh, okay.
He's a legend, obviously. You kind of like. I remember speaking to him, but I don't think I asked him if I want Nigeria. I just let him know that I'm Nigerian. But I don't think I would have, because I was young. I don't think I would have said to him like, "Come on."
Yeah, come.
But I would have liked to play for Nigeria more than.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you. Did anybody? I was going to ask you because 2009, right? There was was it the under-20 World Cup in Egypt, right? I was going to ask you, did anybody, because my opinion is that I believe, right, if you had somebody that would refer you to like, okay, there's this player in England, you would make that team for Nigeria. I went to the Egypt.
Could have, like I said, because I wasn't in Nigeria itself, I didn't really play. Yeah, I mean, so like I didn't really know a lot of coaches. If that makes sense. So like, if I played Nigeria like different people, and then maybe, but like I was Nigerian by birth. So like I didn't really play. I didn't really know anybody. So I was kind of I didn't have the contacts.
Yeah, and even at that time, Nigeria, they were not open to having foreign players or foreign nationalities to come present. Yeah, it wasn't really a big thing then at that time. Yeah,
I didn't really have, I didn't have the contact. So,
but you would make that thing because at that time it was just if you know somebody and they know you somewhere, you would get into the team for sure.
Yeah, when I used to play for England, I used to wear like a band, Nigerian band. Take it off. Wait, I even when I play for England, I wear the band. I wear the band in my hand. I would have preferred to. If Nigeria call me, I'll go over England for sure because I'm not. Well, it was an honor to play for England. You know, never made because it made it easy and possible for me to get English passport, which is beyond football. You know, it's bigger than the school. So that was great. But like, after the passport, I would play for Nigeria.
Of course.
If I call, I'll be there. Everybody, you'll be there. You know.
Of course.
You know.
Of course. So there's this. We just have a couple of just 2 or 3 more questions before we. There's this thing about people seeing footballers, right? They see them as it's perfect, it's so nice, the footballer lifestyle is great, happiness. You don't struggle, you don't have challenges, you don't. You're during your playing days, right? In your entire career, have you had any time where you have to struggle or where you have to face challenges or where you had like low moment? Do you have any of this thing? So these young players know and they don't just think football is just where they can come and it's just for them to come experience bliss and everything.
I think with football you have more low than your high, really. You know, you are if you're not in the team all the time, you're low. But sometimes you get like I had injury when I was at Tranmere on loan. I was doing quite well, and like West Brom wanted to call me back to come to, I would have, for sure, I would have gone into the team, because the first team then wasn't doing so well. The third team, and he kind of liked me a little bit. I used to train with him before going on loan, and then keeping our eyes there. Then I got injured. I was like 9 months. I came back. That kind of dealt me a little bit. That it was difficult. That time was difficult. But when you're injured,
you can't do anything.
You're bored. Like you can't really do anything. There's more low. First, for example, I went on loan to Hereford. That was a bad loan. First senior, I went on loan. I played one game. I didn't play a game because I wasn't good enough. I was the kid. I had the talent, but like, you need experience. But so bad. I go to training back home. It was so bad. There was a few times where I was coming back home because Hereford is a bit like 2 hours from Birmingham. I come back, my head was like all over the place. I'm driving. I don't even know where. But like anything, especially football, where it's more mental than it is physical, you have more low eyes for sure. But a lot of challenges, but like it's good. In life, you have to go
through those phases. Right?
Or any industry, anything that's done to like that pays you well, that gives you a lot of prestige, is difficult.
Of course,
this is just life. It's not really good. That's just easy.
True.
So it's not. This is beyond football. If you're gonna do meaningful, or that's gonna be important, or that you're gonna do it at a high level,
you will definitely.
It's gonna be difficult, because if it's not, everybody will be doing it. It's difficult. That's why it pays well, or only a few people can get to do it, because it's so difficult. A lot of people.
So it is. I always tell people football is hard. I always tell people football is hard.
I get that as well from like even my little nephew is 15 years old. He told me, because I told him, let's see if I can bring it. He said, if I come to England, can I play? I said, have you been playing football in Ibadan? He goes to the training now and then. Said, do you think you're gonna be a footballer? If you want to be a footballer, you have to go 12, 13, go. You have to go. I used to go. I used to go. I never went to the actual training, but I used to go to the pitch down there. This is the only thing I like. Like he likes to. That's the other things, but I don't. The only thing I like to do is just football. Even I wasn't training with the teams, but I was playing lots of hours. Just
lots of all those beats.
So it's gonna be difficult, and the more people's money at stake, people that buy the club and all that, their money.
It's business. Football is business right now.
There would be it's pressure.
Yeah, it's business.
If you're going to, so if you're telling younger people that are playing football that have talent, first you have to have talent. One thing that I don't like in Nigeria is Nigeria, we do everything. We like to push people through. You can't push people through.
You can't push. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you take, even if he's the president's son and you put him onto the pitch, they're not gonna think, his president's son, let us let him score.
At all.
You see,
he has to prove that. He has to prove that he has the talent. He has to
problem
be
people. A kid that could be a mechanic, for example, that will be good at it.
Yeah.
If you're forcing football and you're pushing him to, say, in Nigeria, when he gets to a stage, you're pushing who's not gonna do
anything. True.
Then he will fail.
Yeah.
When he would have wasted 5 years.
Wasted all those years that he used in becoming better at what he knows how to do.
So you push people in. You push them to train. If their quality is there, fine. If they're there, that's also fine, because there's only very, very few people that can actually be professional. Very few. Very few. There's people that can actually be good enough, because even if you're good enough, that's why I say you have to be lucky.
Definitely, yeah. Good enough is even it's not even everything. So, not even everything. It consists of everything. Like everything has to be.
If they're pushing you to zero, it's not gonna happen. They're just wasting your time, or you're wasting their time. If you're good enough, you still, because there's a lot of people that are also good enough. Look, for example,
they want to be there also. There's also a lot of people that are also good enough also. So what is going to matter at that point when you have so many good people? What's going to matter? Like, it has to be luck. It has to be luck. It has to be luck. That's true.
It's just like.
Yeah. So I know you retired, you stopped playing football. Like even I said it. I'm like, why did you stop playing football at this age? Why did you stop at this time? You could still go. I mean, you just had a wonderful season with Valletta. You had this. Yeah. Why did you decide to just quit and go into something? I mean, I knew you always wanted to set up something like business, do bring up this. And what was that? What was that one thing that was like you need to just retire from football? I mean, you're done with it.
No, I don't. Like I said, when I want to stop, it wasn't football. You know, I also had teams. You know, I had options. Even the coach I according to it was a coach at West Brom when I was young. The assistant manager, you know, Tony Mowbray and his assistant, and we used to, you know, in training. Even I wasn't playing that Coventry, but the thing was like, you know, my stats was good because we do all stats. My stats was good. It's like I can't get you to other team. You get me his agent to, you know, I had like two teams that I could go to. I had a team in Bali. I could continue to play.
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't want to try all of those things is football is a short career, and I am in England. I was effectively by myself, and I have, you know, I have alternative. I'm English. I live in this society. If I continue to play football and I play till I'm say 35, and I don't make it really, really big, I don't make real money,
you would have wasted
something again. But like it was never like I could play football.
Yeah. It wasn't a do. Yeah.
I'll try. I give it my best. So I gave it my best. I looked at it, I said, I can continue to play, or I can just leave it here and then go do something else that's a little bit more. I just went for that. Like, it wasn't nothing. It was like, it was just one or two things. It wasn't like, I'm tired of football or nothing. No.
Yeah.
I thought, I can succeed in doing other things, being in England.
Of course. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, right? Because like I said, recently I made a video and I was like, it was the honest truth. And I was saying, like, if you know, right, as a football player, you are above 25, you're between the ages of 25 and 30 and 31 or 32, and you still find yourself in a club where you're not playing top football, where you're not earning more money, and even, let's say you're just earning like, because there are some clubs in Europe, there's some players are still earning 300 euros, 500 a month, and some of them, they still even owe them. So I'm like, if you are between this age bracket and you're still struggling to earn this type of money, why don't you just start looking for what else you could do? And because
it depends. If your visa, for example, is football visa,
yeah,
then if you pick that one, you have to go home. But you don't want to go home. I was able to quit because, like I said, this is it. You come down to that, because if you're playing for free, you know, in Malta, you know, it's just that it's difficult. So, like what you could probably say is people should start thinking how to integrate themselves
exactly. It's really important.
You have to keep playing because that's how you can, you know, that's what can keep you legally because it all comes down to, we don't have a home. So a lot of people who are struggling wherever they are go home, you know, like I can go back, England home, I can go back here, find something. Right? If you're willing to work, you do something. You don't have that option in Nigeria. So wherever you are, where you are,
that's all you get.
That's it.
And
you better do it. So
and that's why they will keep taking advantage, because these guys, they know, like, you see how people are, you play for a club, right, for over 1 year. They owe you money for over 1 year and they didn't pay you.
Go home. Yeah, but you can't go home.
That's what I'm saying, because they understand the situation. They try to take advantage of you and everything.
Even in Malta, you know, like another thing that I've been like, they treat me different to how they treat the rest of the African guys.
African players, right?
I'm African, but they see me as.
Well, because you see as British, right?
I know.
You have British passport.
They treat me different, you know. I could tell Jerry, you know, like, what do you mean? You know, he tell me like, you can't do this or something. What do you mean?
Right. right?
You know, like, so I can say that because
even with the way they were treating you with the whole injury you had, I see how they were really pampering you, and even aside that you were delivering, you would deliver for them. You were doing that quite all right. Like you were pampering you and doing all those things. You were like, wow.
Again, if I had a Nigerian passport, it would be different. You know, but like because I'm English in their eyes, the treatment is, even when I went back to England for like December, I didn't come back. You know, I didn't come back. 4 days, I come back. My passport, I lost my passport in
I remember that incident. Yeah.
So I didn't come back for like a couple of days. It was different. Like the African guys can. When I say the African guys, the one with their passport.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I always put myself as an African, because I remember a guy, Jerry, coming to me and saying to me, like, I can't remember what it was. He told me I can't do something. I said, "What do you mean?" But he didn't have an answer. But like I've seen other people, like some of my teammates, you know, have told me like, "Oh, well, Jerry said this to you." I said, "You can't tell me that."
I tell you honestly, and it's Jerry. It's always Jerry.
Plus, I'm in their eyes English.
Yeah.
The changes the dynamics. But like if I here, they could threaten me with, you know.
Of course. They would not care. Like, I mean, because they would always say they can always get someone else. They can always go pay and do everything.
I have to sit up. You know, if they threaten me with going home,
You'll be so glad.
If home they tell me to go, think about it. I would.
You all?
I would think about it, but it's just one of those things, you know.
Yeah, I know, right? So let's talk about we get into the concluding part of this hotel. Let's talk about your favorite Nigerian food till today. Your favorite Nigerian food.
If I'm being totally honest, probably jollof rice, and that's just a basic answer. That's not, I won't say. The only why I eat jollof rice is with my son. You know, he's 2. He likes it.
So you want
every now and then I eat it. But even when my mom came, my mom like, I can't believe this. My mom came over. She came back. He came with amala. I can't eat it.
Yeah, you know she came with. She came to Malta there, right? She came with almost everything. I'm like, wow.
Like now, she came last year. She gave my nephew last year. Even when she'd make it amala, the smell, I said, just.
Yeah, you would always make it by separately or something like that, separately to eat. Yeah, you would.
So like, I think when I came here, I moved from Ibadan straight to Birmingham, and it was like, even with like Caribbean women and all the food, I just changed because like for like 2 years I couldn't have my.
Yeah.
I just had to adapt to. But I'm not somebody that eats. I'm not somebody that I probably just eat for survival, you know, because I have to eat. I'm not somebody that eats a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I like more food, like fruits. I probably survive on fruits more than actual water and fruits.
Yeah. I know you used to drink a lot of water. I know that you used to drink a lot of water.
Like until we started living together, like I didn't have a juicy. I didn't know how to make it. I didn't know how to make it. You know, remember, I didn't know how to make it. But when you done, I'm like, this is. Like, I didn't know.
I wanted to do make more, right? And I had to take like 2 days.
I said, let's go buy this thing. I want to make it. Let's go buy it.
Right. Yeah. All right. And now I was gonna ask you about your music. I was gonna ask you who's your. But I was like, no, I don't need to ask you who's your favorite Afrobeat because I know you don't. You're men and only. The day I came to when I remember when I started living with you, right?
Yeah.
In my head I was like this. Don't worry, I'm gonna ask you a question first. This boy, this UK boy, blah, blah, blah. I said the first day, the second day, the third day. I started hearing one old man. I was like, wait, this boy. I thought they said this boy is from the UK, but why is he playing this awful songs like this? Ayala,
Nah,
how did you fall in love with Ayala? Because I know by growing up, it's if you're a kid then and you growing up, the most popular musician at that time. Like if it was Sunny Ade, it was okay. If it was Obese, if it was not even Obese, if it was Sunny Ade, if it was Kollington Ayinla, if it was Barrister, if it was Barrister, if it was like Ayinla Omowura. Like, how did you?
My dad, we have like in Lagos more mainly, and Ibadan we have that turntable. My dad had like a speaker that you can put everywhere. So he just stay in his room. So I'm not staying in the house anyway. Whether you like or not, you hear it. So, but I'm not really a music person. Like I don't really listen to music, but like for some reason I can't tell you how. For some reason I just gravitate to
You.
And then when I came to England, and in England you have an option to like music Afrobeat and then I listen to normal like Afrobeat and you know that's what people listen to then.
Yeah.
But I get back home, I have DVDs of like I just play it at home. I just sit there. I just listen. Because in England then when I first came, I couldn't really do much other than go to training, go to school, and come back. I have like 5 hours. I have like 4 or 5 hours every day, boring. And it was not like now where you have like you can call. Most of my friends they couldn't come online. What was it? Yahoo Messenger.
Yeah.
My friends can only come online for like maybe 5 minutes. So I'm calling after Nigeria was difficult. It was expensive.
Yeah.
Most of them don't even have phone. Remember, I left. So
no Facebook, no nothing at that time.
I couldn't keep up with people back home.
Yeah.
So I had like 5 hours a day that I'm just doing nothing. I just watch YouTube and I just listen to it at home. And England, winter is cold, so I can't go out.
You can't go out. Just be in the house.
I just listen to it more and more, and then it just becomes like something that I do. And then obviously YouTube make it easy because you can just go on YouTube and just play
and search it.
I'm like, now I actually I actually made a playlist of the best ones. Like when I'm working out, when I'm doing everything, that's what I listen to.
He's always Ayinla, always. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I've never heard of. I used to listen to music. Like I said, I used to listen to King's. My dad, he has King Sunny Ade's record. He has Fela's record. He has Kollington Ayinla's record. He has Barrister's record. I've never heard Ayinla Omowura in my life. Yeah, it was when I started living with him.
Like, you now you are in class.
I know. Ayinla number one. What best? Even Yomi was like, what sort of a song that this man play? It was great.
I'm just like, Lateef, please. If you're here, go with this. Even my friends side here, when we're traveling and I'm driving, I said, if you want me to drive,
I'll play.
So I play. You can follow if you want. That's fine. But I'm driving. This is what I play.
Is there a last play?
Okay, fine. You just turn it down a little bit. And fall asleep.
Since then, it's one of the best things you've done for me. Introducing me to Ayinla is one of the. It's been great. Now I want to ask you one last question before we solve this. One very last question. When my agent at that time called you and he wanted me to leave with you, then what exactly did he say to you that made you say, okay, it's fine? You know I'm saying this because I know you probably have some other people, right, that also wanted to do that. Because at some point, right, Rahim has said to me one day, we're still in water, he said to me one day, he was like, what's going on in the house? I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand. He was like, how do you guys, you and Lateef, how are you guys? How do you guys live? Like, how are you able to live with Lateef? How is he able to allow you stay in his space like that? I said, I don't know. I said, we just he said, because he knows of somebody that wanted to come live. He knows Lateef likes his space. Lateef likes to be by himself. He wouldn't just allow anybody that he doesn't really know like that come stay with him. So he's wondering, like, how did he? So I'm like, since then I've been like, I'm gonna ask you one day, what did my agent say to you?
I don't know your agent. I don't know him. I know Rahim. Obviously, Rahim we play together.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So early on, obviously, when I came to a couple of things I don't like about Malta is obviously they don't like people living with other people. You know, that later they don't like that. But remember, when I first came, I didn't know the dynamics. I don't know how things work in Malta. But after some time, you learn how things develop. So obviously, when Rahim was the first person that it was the first time I experienced it. Obviously, we played together. He signed a shot. They just told him you can go, and then they just kicked him out basically. So when that happened, I said, okay, come and live with me. But then that's when I first realized, wait there's more people. Because I am going to Nigerian Nigerian place. That's when I thought, wait, there's more people that fall into this category. Because I didn't know. I didn't really know anybody. I didn't know. So then obviously Rahim then got a team. When Rahim got a team, he then moved out with somebody else. I can't remember. He then, because of where his team is at, he went to live with that guy. They shared the house to apartment. So obviously, my apartment, as you know, it was big. So,
exactly, yeah, 2-bedroom.
So Rahim just called me one day and said, my agent. It was Rahim who called me and said, I think I saw your agent. It's the same agent as Rahim, no?
Yeah, Henry. Yeah.
I saw him at the game. I went to watch Rahim's game, and he was. So I just said hello to him. But I think he knows me, but I didn't really know him. But
he does.
In Nigerian, you just talk to him. So I said, oh yeah, how are you? That was it. And then later on, Rahim then called me and said, well, agent asked to ask you if somebody can stay at your house. I said, can I give him your number? So, but this I'm familiar with. I knew now people actually have this problem. But before
you didn't know about it.
For me, he said, well, there was one of my boys that brought from Nigeria, and he's staying somewhere. He said something to me. He said, I'll come here for a week. So I said, oh yeah, that's fine. When just give him my number. We just said, yeah, just come.
Yeah.
Then early on, obviously, when I didn't know you, I didn't know you at all. I was just.
Of course.
I just remember after like 2-3 days, I said, I just asked you one day. I was going to train. I just asked you like, what are you doing after 1 week? Then what you said to me, he stuck with me. You said, I don't know, like what I don't know. Did this guy say to you 1 week? But and then I realized, these guys just don't feel with me. That's basically what he did.
Exactly.
It really bothered me because
he said actually that we were actually waiting for Rahim to get a club, right? I think then Rahim was actually willing to sign with Naksha, so that if Naksha gives Rahim an apartment, then I could go live with. At that point, I was even confused. At that point, I was like, wow.
He just told me that I just need somewhere for him for a week. But after he said that, I said, well, why not stay here for as long as you need? Like it's not like I can eat the room. Like there's 3 rooms there. We can all live together.
I didn't know where I was. I didn't even know where I was going to. At that point, I had I had nowhere to go.
But I just remember. I remember one day just asking you like in the kitchen.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember that incident. You asked me
what's going on. So then you said, I said, well, stay here then, no problem.
Yeah,
but then
you said that. Yeah,
it worked out better for me because, as you know, I just come in, I make a little bit of rice with a little bit of stew, I just go. Then I said, well, yeah, the 2 of us can live together, right. It makes more than just me stuff anyway. Wasn't like plan, but like, if honestly, it could be anybody at that point because I understand the situation.
Yeah, at that point because you've seen the pattern.
I remember this is one of the things somebody told Valletta, maybe the owner of the apartment or whatnot. I remember Gary. Then this is when Gary came to me and said, "I had somebody living at your place." So I said to him, "So what?" But this is when I said this is the English part. I said, "So
yeah.
So what? Somebody living at the place. So what?" I said, "Am I paying the bill?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So what's your problem? If I'm paying the bill, we tell 10 people living there. I'm happy to pay. So what's your problem?" Right. What the club don't like. I said, well, the club. I said, if you come to Nigeria and then you saw Ryan or one of those guys that need somewhere to stay, what do you do? Don't ask me again. He just walked away. That was it. But then they didn't. But I think also because again, I had the English paper, so I could speak because I remember. I can't remember somebody telling that when Valetta find out, blah, 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 find out what?
Right.
It's not like
yeah.
I'm not paying. They're not paying. They gave me the apartment, but they're not paying the bills.
It's
so if
you're paying the bills from your place.
They can say, well, you know, you're using more than you should, blah, blah, blah. I was paying the bill. So if there was 10 people that were living there, you know, and if the guy comes there and just do like random inspection, but our place is always clean.
Yeah, so always nice.
When it comes, he said to me, well, your place is clean, so I can, you know, I can overlook. Okay, no problem. Because he just comes,
that's
He said, comes in and say like everything is clean. But if we were living rough,
then it will be a problem. Yeah, exactly. It will be a problem. Yeah,
because it was always clean. So whenever he comes, he said, your place is clean. I can okay. That's why even I moved Hamza there. You know, the guy when the guy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, man. It was fun. For me, I always thought like for me that was my highlight in Malta. I mean, that was my highlight. Forget about the football. The football was nothing because there was nothing I made from the football in Malta. It was just living with Lateef, and that was just the highlight for me. And it was great. And then remember we're living like close to the beach. You know? The beach was just right there.
We used to go. I used to nearly die you.
It was great, brother.
Stand by the bench and shoot.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's nice. Yo, brother, that's all. That's all for this session, man. That's all.
No problem, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time. I appreciate everything. I mean, I always talk like it. I always talk like it's Lateef. You know, I mean, if you've been hearing me if you know me from 2015 down till today, if you know me, you definitely must know Lateef because Lateef is my brother. He's not even like a brother. He's my brother because I mean, we've been there, we've done it. I've been with him. He was the only person that took me in when I was in Malta. Everybody I knew, they all fell back. They all went back. I told even the agent, he didn't even, at that time I was with you. We only spoke one time. He didn't even call me again to say anything to me. Not until the following year where I think he wanted to take me to another club and I already go something for myself because I always look after myself in Malta. All the clubs I played for, it was me that got it. It was someone I spoke to and I spoke to this one. Okay, that's it. So I didn't even hear from him again. And I thought it was just like, and that was it. I was like, yo, this man right here, he did everything for me in Malta. Thanks, man. Thanks. How's the family? How's your boy?
Yeah, everybody's fine.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time. Hopefully.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, bro. Adieu. Nice one, bro. Nice one. Peace out.